This episode of Video Marketing Madness is made possible by Aweber. Aweber, the easy way to do email marketing, to create monthly newsletters, as well as to start doing all of those fun list building activities. If you want to start list building and emailing your contacts, then head on over to raythevideoguy.com/Aweber. In fact, you can get it right now. You can start for only $1 for the first month. Just head on over to raythevideoguy.com/Aweber. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about VidSummit 2015 and all of the really cool things that we learned there.
He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy.
It's the radio show about Video Marketing Madness with Ray the Video Guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper. Like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Video Marketing Madness. Follow us on Twitter at VideoMKT Madness. Plenty of useful tips and news of the week. I posted a bunch of David Walsh how-to videos today on both.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So that's a nice segue into VidSummit. I couldn't go to VidSummit this year, and I wish I could have. But I was moving my daughter into the dorm at Concordia University, Seward, Nebraska. She's 18 years old and a freshman, and that's a big deal. And that came first. And I threw my back out doing it.
That's what happens when you're old.
If I had been at VidSummit, chances are I wouldn't have thrown my back out. I would have learned something new and had a good time.
That's true. You would not have, or at least it would be much less likely. We did not do any heavy lifting at VidSummit.
That's right. Well, heavy lifting physically, but it sounds like mentally you learned a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of new stuff, huh?
Yeah, there was a lot of great stuff at VidSummit this year. A lot of great guests. It was very well put together. Daryl did a wonderful job, and he's got some great plans coming forward for next year that should be quite exciting.
He posted some pictures of it. It looks like it was very well attended from what I could see.
It was, yeah. It was actually much more heavily attended than last year. And next year they're looking to expand that a little bit, and at the same time, hopefully keep that intimate feel. So we'll see how that works out, but should be an even bigger one next year.
They're going to keep it at the same venue there?
He is. He's going to keep it there. It's a very convenient, for those of you who've never been there, it's actually at the Westin Hotel just outside of LAX. So literally people can jump off the airplane and just head right over to the hotel. No need to rent a car or any of that kind of fun stuff. So it's very, very convenient. You just go there for a couple days and learn a ton of great information. And that's it.
Nice hotel, and it's convenient, yeah.
Yeah, the hotel did goof up my stuff again.
Yeah.
Like they did last year.
Yeah.
Not nearly as bad as last year.
Yeah. Well, I had to sort a lot of that stuff out last year. Remember we shared a room?
Oh, yeah. No, because they charged both of us. We shared a room, and they charged both of us the full amount.
That's right. Yeah, that was quite a few phone calls. But we finally got them to fix it. So anyway.
Yeah. Well, this year I paid in advance through Hotels.com.
Uh-huh.
And then when I checked in, they took $50 out, in case there's anything going on there, any expenses or anything. And I didn't really spend any of the $50, but when I got back, I haven't seen the $50 come back yet. But then the other day, they charged me another $62. I have no idea why.
Yeah, nice hotel, nice people. They've got some billing issues there. That was
Westin is a nightmare. Not the hotel, but the actual corporation.
Yeah. Well, that was my feeling last year. But we digress. Let's talk about VidSummit. So you've come back very high on Periscope and Meerkat, right? Am I?
Yes, I have.
Right.
Very high on Periscope. Which we are. For those of you listening at home, we are actually live periscoping the behind the scenes of the show today even. So there you go.
Well, tell us what you learned, Periscope in particular. I'm very...
Well, the big thing with Periscope and with Meerkat and some of these other technologies that are coming out, there's another one called Blab, which I'm really high on right now. And those are just they're live streaming formats that are extremely easy to use. So you can literally just click a button and you are live streaming to the world. And they are growing leaps and bounds right now. And Casey Zeman, another good friend of the show, has been on. I think he's been on a couple times actually. He did a presentation specifically about Periscope and was talking about how he has actually seen about a $500 a day increase directly attributable to his Periscope activities.
And this is presentations for his affiliate stuff?
It's just he's doing just these live periscopes, but at the end he has a call to action,
okay, yeah.
and people can go over, they can sign up for things and whatnot, and it's just led to a ton more sales for him. And I talked to a few people who said the same thing, that not only is it a fast growing network, but the people are very active, and they actually take action. So it's very exciting. Very exciting stuff.
So how do you grow a Periscope audience? Did he start by sending out emails on it, or what?
Well, you can. Yeah, I mean, obviously the same as anything. Just tell people where you are, but just by getting onto Periscope and starting to connect with a few people that they'll connect back. But when I first got on it, which I've had Periscope for quite a while, but I haven't really jumped into it until the last week or so. And at VidSummit, I did my first little Periscope, just kind of scanned the crowd, didn't really do anything. I was on stage with Daryl and just kind of scanned the crowd. And Daryl was talking at the time. And in that short little section of video, I got like 20 people that came and watched it.
No kidding.
And so, well, look at that. I guess it does work. So people do jump on. They jump on quickly, and they seem to enjoy this kind of live action. And there are some people doing some amazing things with it. Obviously Casey's on there. I've been to a couple of his. He does them every day. When you called me yesterday, I was listening to another friend of the show, John Cody.
Yeah.
He was doing a live Periscope. And actually, he was doing Periscope and Meerkat at the same time. So I don't know if he has two phones going or how he's doing that, but he was actually doing both at the same time. So that was kind of interesting. And then Lewis Howes, if you know Lewis, he does a lot of periscoping. He will do it multiple times a day, and he does one at the end of the night. He gets into bed and does a periscope from his bed at the end of the night. So very, very clever stuff. I've thought of doing one from the hot tub.
Hot tub.
Just go sit in the hot tub like James Brown and do Periscope every morning. But I figured then people would have to stare at me in a hot tub, and that's probably not the best for a visual medium.
TMI.
Exactly. But you never know. We may try it out. We may try it. It might be fun.
But that font, that goofy or fun or whatever you want to call it kind of stuff, people love that.
Oh yeah. I mean, earlier today, another one who's he's been big on Meerkat, and now he's getting big in Periscope, and we got to witness a kind of a day in the life thing. Was Owen Hemsath. He does a ton of them now. And one of them earlier today was driving through the McDonald's drive-through. And so he periscoped that. So I thought that was interesting. And he's done some where he drives in his car, which I'm trying to find my little window mount thing for my phone because, I've done that before. I used to do some YouTube videos while driving in the car. But I may put up the Periscope thing because I drive the kids to school once in a while or pick them up, and maybe just do kind of a stream of consciousness as I'm traveling back and forth from the elementary and high schools. And that would be kind of fun. So we may start doing that if I can find the mount for my phone, or maybe I'll just stop and pick up another one.
Okay, now let me ask dumb questions. Okay.
Sure, go for it. That's what we're here for.
Periscope, it's an app for an iPhone or a Droid?
It's an app for an iPhone or a Droid. They do not have a desktop version or anything like that, so it's just the phone.
Okay.
And it's vertical video, so it's a little bit different in that regard.
Okay. So vertical video. It's a smartphone app.
It is, yes.
And it's a way to reach out to yet another audience with video, right?
It absolutely is. And much like I said, much like with Instagram, boy, I'll tell you, the people catch your information very quickly. They jump on board very fast, and they're very, very active. So it seems to be more engaging more quickly than even Facebook. So if I post something on Facebook, I don't get the instant reaction that I get on Instagram or on Periscope. So
Okay, okay. And with your Periscope, you just got on it and started following some people, and they followed you back because you're Ray the video guy.
yeah, well, at the show, I had 0 followers at the start of the show, and the day Casey was talking about it, I pulled it out and just started playing with it while he was talking. And by the end of Casey's talk, I had a couple dozen people following me already. So
How did you get those dozen people?
good question. I just got on there, started following some people, and the next thing I
Okay,
know, just boop boop
there you
boop,
go.
just kept going up.
Yeah, okay. You started following some people, and they knew who you were. You know.
Yeah, some of them probably did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. Now, tell us about Meerkat.
A Meerkat is very much the same sort of deal. The difference between Meerkat and Periscope is Periscope keeps your videos for, I believe, a day. So after you're done streaming live for one day, the video will be there, and Meerkat, it goes away right afterwards.
Okay, so those aren't unlike YouTube with a Hangout. Those aren't those videos are not there forever.
Not at least not in the actual Periscope or Meerkat universe. You can do some fun things with it. You can save them
Uh-huh.
to your phone.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And the other thing that you can do is you can use a site like catch.me, which is KATCH.me, and that will actually archive your periscopes as well.
Oh, that's neat. Okay. Okay, cool. So
And that's what you see me posting on the YouTube group, the Facebook group, is the catch.me pages.
yeah, because I thought I saw that thing from the stage. I thought I saw that in the online video marketers Facebook group. So you posted that there, right?
I believe I did.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm not hallucinating again. Okay.
So it's a very exciting time, and of course we would be dereliction of duty if we didn't also mention that YouTube Live has made some updates. So they're trying to make it easier for everybody to do live there. And Facebook, of course, has started their program, which is the Facebook Live.
Mm-hmm.
And right now that's just being rolled out to pages that are personality pages. So
Okay.
actors and things like that. Anybody who is a personality that has a page listed as such with enough followers, they will get that access now, and should be rolling out to everybody fairly soon. So that should be exciting.
So there's your news of the week right there.
There's our news of the week, but I mentioned one other one that I do want to talk about a little bit, which is Blab. And Blab is a very interesting platform for this market because it's very similar to the way that Hangouts works.
Mm-hmm.
As you can with Meerkat and with Periscope, you're just live casting yourself to the world. With Blab, you can bring on 3 other people, and all of you can have a conversation on there at the same time.
Oh, very cool.
So it's a little bit different, but very exciting stuff. It's much more like a hangout.
And how does Blab archive?
I'm not even sure exactly
Okay.
how it does that. I think it just saves it. I don't know if it gets rid of it afterwards. It's too new for me at this point to really know all the ins and outs. But the fun thing about it is that one actually will work on the desktop as well. So it's not just a phone app.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, well, fantastic.
That's actually one of the big things we talked about throughout the week at VidSummit this year is these live platforms because they do well.
Yeah, it's there's another audience out there that you can cultivate, and I think for affiliate marketers especially, that's the first thing that comes to mind. That's important. Where can you?
Yeah, you're not going to want to go in there and just start selling things to people. Go on there with a sales pitch is probably not going to work for you. However, you might do reviews. You might review a product or something like that, and if people are interested, then you can have them go over and take a closer look and purchase. But I could see this. I could see this working fairly well in like an Amazon environment. Tough to say right off the gate if that would work, or if people would just say forget it. That's that'd be blasphemy or something like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, be interesting.
we'll find out over time. I mean, I could imagine if somebody says, hey, I just got the new iPhone 6 and I'm going to show it to you. I could see that drawing a lot of attention and then people going over to buy it. So I could see that being a way to do that. I don't know what the the folks on Periscope think about that. But you know, hopefully, hopefully we'll find out soon if that tends to work.
You know, here's an idea. How about a restaurant where
Oh
the
yeah.
owner or the chef says, "Here's our latest."
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That would be a brilliant use of Periscope
Mm-hmm.
or Meerkat.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That would be cool. The restaurant comes to mind. I'm just trying to think of some other storefronts, but that just
And there's probably a ton of them. I mean, even something as mundane as, an accountant or an insurance guy could certainly do some things. It'd have to be a little more content specific versus just behind the scenes. But
well. Yeah, okay. How about this? An accountant at tax time. Here's things to be looking out for. Things to be thinking about with tax planning. Uh,
yeah,
uh,
oh, I think that's
you know.
exactly it. I
Yeah.
think that could work really well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my accountant is actually older than me. I don't know if I'm going to convince Sharon to do that, but it
You
would.
never know. You never know.
Well, she's great at that, though. I got to tell you. I mean, she's great at telling me stuff and educating me on what to be looking out for and stuff. Why not do a Periscope on that? Yeah, and the other thing is you got to want to do it too. I mean, you got to enjoy doing it and want to do it. And but I know some restaurant owners here in town that have built up YouTube channels.
Oh yeah.
I could think of one in particular that's a very popular restaurant. It's in our area called the Old Market, which is the old fruit market area that they've converted into boutique shops and restaurants. And she'll do a video on some interesting French dish that they're introducing, or maybe just having for one night, or something like that. And they're fun to watch because it's not Julia Child. It's just because she's really not a chef. She's the owner of the restaurant, but she'll talk to the chef about the ingredients and she'll show it, and it's just and it's almost like you're talking to a friend.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, and I remember back in the day, long before YouTube and online video, we used to do a show and we used to put it on public access
Oh yeah.
for a local restaurant, and that did wonders for him.
Yeah.
He and it was one of the top restaurants already, but it showed huge improvements just by doing that. There was a very good following that watched the show, and they would write to him and everything. So it pre-YouTube, it was still possible, and just kind of showed that model that that can work really well in that environment. A restaurant environment does very well visually.
So what else did you learn at VidSummit?
Well, we learned a lot of great things. The big thing this year, last year, if you remember, one of the big takeaways was YouTube advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was talking about YouTube advertising, YouTube advertising. Well, this year, again, it was very much about that. But what impressed upon me was the maturity of the content. And, rather than it being, oh, you've got to do video advertising, you got to do video advertising. Well, now it was much more about here's the results of doing doing advertising on YouTube and how to do it and some tips and tricks. So it's a much more mature subject this year, which is great. But again, that's such an important part of any campaign, especially nowadays. If you're doing any video marketing, you've got to be doing video advertising, retargeting on YouTube, and then, of course, doing Facebook advertising for it as well is going to be a powerful thing. Even if you're just doing ads to the YouTube video posted on Facebook, it can do wonders for the view counts and all of that, all the ROI there. It's very easy to inexpensively grow a video very, very fast.
It's funny because I remember Tommy Powers saying last year, who is probably one of the top media buyers, online media buyers in the country.
Yeah, especially in this space, he's probably the biggest.
Yeah, the biggest. But I remember him saying last year, this is pretty new, and a lot of the things I'm telling you are anecdotal. What I think I may be seeing, but next year I'll have case studies.
No, and I've done my case studies with it, and you can't deny the fact that it flat out works.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's not to say organic is dead. I don't want anybody to think that. You got to do the organic things, and if it's a smaller market where you're going to get to page one quickly and you're going to get results there, and paid advertising may not help you much just because there's not enough of an audience, enough of a reach in a local area. then organic is still going to be a huge thing, and you want to do everything correctly. But just adding that paid aspect to it, I mean, it's like adding rocket fuel. It just takes things to a whole new level in most situations.
Yeah.
Again, a very small town, you'll have a tough time even spending money, on ads. It's just not going to work well for you. There's just not enough people searching for uh, a dentist on every single day in a small town. It just doesn't happen. So it's a little tougher to spend money for that. So you just want to get to page one. So that organic stuff is important, but anything else you've got to have a paid advertising component if you want to do well.
Yeah, I figured that'd be a big part of VidSummit this year. So Periscope and Meerkat and Blab
Yep.
and really case studies that Tommy promised last year. The maturity of the because it was so new last year. Now you can actually show how not only how it works, but or how to do it, but how it in fact works. Here's the numbers. Here's the proof. Here's the ROI.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And another thing that was talked about quite a bit at VidSummit this year, and this is a little tougher to convey after the fact in an audio format, but they had some great guests talking about their YouTube channels for marketing purposes and all the things they do to make those successful. And I'm talking about all the planning that goes in ahead of time, all the testing, all the ad runs. I mean, just it's mind-boggling to see some of the things that they go through to make some of these channels successful. And I'm talking about, for things like Poopery and Dollar Shave Club type stuff, where it's definitely marketing related, but just has that virality to it, which of course, as we all probably know, most of the virality is them paying for ads.
Mhm. Yeah, well, yeah.
But there's certainly some virality that goes into that as well. And then they had some really good information for the other side of that, the content producer side, the people doing the fun stuff, the cat videos and the skateboarding videos and things like that. And so there was a lot of great stuff about those types of pages specifically, those types of channels. And we got to meet a lot of people this year that's what they do. It wasn't just a marketing thing this year.
Oh.
There was, I got to hang out quite a bit with the guys from Kuma Films, who they go around and find people that do extreme sporting type things, and they film them doing them, and they get millions and millions of views. And so it was interesting to kind of see that side of things, the more entertaining side. And Daryl did a presentation on somebody he's working with right now to create kind of an entertainment type channel from scratch. So it was very interesting to see all the things they're putting into this girl's channel to make sure that she has success over time and can get a following. And here's a quiz for you, Steve. Out of all the places, now when we put up a video, we share it. We share it to LinkedIn, we share it to Facebook and all the different social media bookmarking sites and everything. When doing a more entertaining video, what do you think Daryl saw get the most power out of as far as places to post a video like that?
Social media sharing?
Well, yeah, but where?
Which social media site?
Exactly. Which one got the most bang for their, well, I don't say buck because it doesn't really cost anything, but.
I don't know.
Well, believe it or not, it was actually Reddit. Reddit was the one that drove traffic like mad. And we've done experiments with Reddit as well and seen very big increases. Now, you can't just throw a video advertisement at Reddit and expect much out of it. But if it's entertaining, they will share the living heck out of it and bring you a lot of extra views and traffic. And of course, you can also pay for, do paid Reddits as well. And you can get a lot of good results out of that as well. I don't know if Daryl did any of that, but I've done that in the past.
You've told me about that before, and I just drew a blank. See, that's what happens when you get old. You throw your back out, and then your memory goes.
So that's a big tip is make sure you really get into Reddit. And I hate Reddit. I think it's it's a terrible website. It looks like it was designed in like 1994. And
Looks like
you know,
Craigslist almost.
yeah, it's just a poor, no design value to it whatsoever. But man, people love it, and they get a lot of their content from there. And if they like the kind of stuff you put up there, they will share it like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can see that. I can see that. So, and you've talked about that before, so that's important to know. Anything else?
Well, one other thing we should probably talk about a little bit is something that's a little more speculative, but is certainly becoming more real by the moment, and that's Amazon Video. And if you don't even know what that means, you're probably the rest of the world doesn't either. Amazon recently bought Twitch.tv. If you don't know what that is, it's a video game live streaming platform. So all of the gamers do all of their video content through Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So they're showing the games live. They do like they did live from E3 recently, I believe, and they do the video game world championships. Believe it or not, that actually exists. And so there's a lot of that going on, and they're getting more and more into video, and they think their idea is to create a competitor to YouTube.
Wow.
So just a big video sharing space. And of course, because it's Amazon, they are much, much more monetizable, or will be monetizable, because that's what Amazon does. They want you to buy things. So unlike YouTube, where for years it was a struggle to try and sell things through YouTube because they didn't like you doing that. Well, now you're going to have Amazon where, literally you can just pick a product and have it in your video. So there's going to be some really great ways to monetize content that gets put on there. And I don't know how soon they're really going to start to roll this out, but hopefully sooner than later. And it could be a real competitor to YouTube in a lot of ways.
Wow, interesting. So you heard it here first, probably.
Yeah, well, or second, because I heard it there. So
yeah. Yeah, well, cool.
And of course, the other big thing is, of course, Facebook. Facebook is getting much bigger into video marketing, and they're trying to take a bite out of YouTube as much as they can, to the point where they're almost sabotaging people who share YouTube videos on Facebook now, which is a little unfair, but they really want you to start uploading to YouTube, to Facebook.
To Facebook directly, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And if you do that and you do advertising to your video inside of Facebook, you can get views for really, really cheap. And we're talking, less than a penny to get a view.
I'm a big fan of Charlie Rose. You know who Charlie Rose is.
Oh, sure.
And for his show on Bloomberg and PBS, he's doing that in Facebook now. He'll take an excerpt from an interview. They're loading it directly and buying ads.
Well, and the YouTube videos get so much attention, and they get pushed out there so hard that it's actually bringing out some bad behavior in people as well, because and Daryl talked about this, I believe, the last time he was on the show, which is that freebooting. And that's where people are going to YouTube, essentially stealing a video and posting it on Facebook themselves. So not just sharing it, but actually taking the video and posting it to their own page as a video, and getting a ton of views without the creator of the videos getting any credit or any payment or anything for creating that content. So
right, yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's been an issue for a while. I know Daryl was talking about that a year ago.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So, and it's bad, and there are certain people that seem to be very bad about it. We won't mention any names, but they tend to be fast and furious at stealing content.
Ooh.
And we'll just leave it at that.
Leave it at that. And it's not me,
yes.
by the way. So.
And it's not The Rock. So
interesting.
But so that's a big issue, and it's a little confusing, because you put a video up on Facebook, and the next thing you know, you've got 12 million views in like a day, and you think it's this crazy thing, but YouTube is gaming the system as much as anybody, just to pad their numbers, because anytime somebody sees 3 seconds of your video, they count it as a view.
Yeah.
And that means if you're just passing through your timeline, there's a video that auto plays, and you're scrolling by without paying attention, and it plays 3 seconds of it, that counts as a view.
Yeah.
And so they're padding the views a little bit so they can go, oh, look how many views we're getting of videos. But that's not to discount them as a major player in the video market, because they certainly will be. But they are kind of padding things. So when you see these crazy numbers, they're kind of cheating, because the videos are being forced in front of people, and they count as a view after 3 seconds.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And that was, I think we did a story on why YouTube is still number one, and it was an editorial, and we talked about that, because YouTube, it's what, 30 seconds?
well, for a view, it's like 30 seconds of the video, or but also views don't matter as much on YouTube either.
Well, I know. Yeah, that's true.
It's not a big issue.
It's engagement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the issue with YouTube versus Facebook. Facebook will get that video, that 12 million views in a day or two if it's put out by a relatively well-known person. But after those couple of days, it dies off to nothing. Whereas on YouTube, that video may get 30 million views, but it might take 2 months, and a year later, it's still getting views. So
Well, and also with YouTube, you get the search engine juice.
you do, and it's a very different type of platform.
Yeah.
On YouTube, it's where you go to search for a video, and on Facebook, the videos find you.
Yeah.
So you may get served a video in your feed when you're not interested.
Good point.
So just a few things to take into account. And they're working on that, because they're creating pages that are much more like YouTube channels and things like that. I think if Facebook can get the videos into search, Google search, then we're going to start to see a lot more use of it. But until then, it's going to be a tougher road for them at this point.
Well, it certainly is a particular application, Facebook. Yeah. So.
Absolutely.
But I think some people are getting some sales from it, and
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of sales that come from using video on Facebook.
That's
no
right.
doubt about it.
You use it. There's got to be a reason Charlie Rose is using it. He's getting some views from it on his TV show.
It's where the people are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And in Charlie Rose's case, he can't rely on people searching for him. He's got to force it out there in front of people, and that's what Facebook is good at, is forcing it out there in front of people.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
There you go.
There we go.
So that's VidSummit 2015.
It's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy. I'm Steve Sleeper. Today's show made possible by...
Today's show was made possible by Aweber. Aweber, the easy way to do email marketing, newsletters, and start to build that all-important email list. And if you haven't done that yet, then head on over to raythevideoguy.com/Aweber, and you can get started for as little as $1. And hopefully you'll make so much money that by month 2, you'll pay the Aweber cost without even blinking an eye.
There you go.
Start for $1.
There you go. It is the best way to grow and manage a list.
Absolutely. The number one question when I ask people, what do you do? And they say, I'm a plumber, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer. I said, nope. You are a list builder who happens to do plumbing or doctoring or lawyering.
Yep, exactly. You can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/video marketing madness. Follow us on Twitter at videomkt madness. Plenty of useful tips, lots of good info.
Yes, there is.
Well, that's another Video Marketing Madness, a wrap on another show. Shall we end it up with Ray the Video Guy jingle?
Let's do it.
He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy.